Developing right now on Morning News Now, it's a marathon and a sprint on Capitol Hill. Senate lawmakers holding an hours-long vote on President Trump's sweeping domestic agenda bill with just days to go before that self-imposed 4th of July deadline to get it passed.
The most momentous legislation of my lifetime. This is going to be the largest tax cut for Americans in our history.
It is caviar over kids, hedge funds over health care, Mar-a-Lago over the middle class.
Plus, President Trump set to attend the opening of a controversial immigration detention center known as Alligator Alcatraz. We'll have updates from Washington. Also this morning, we are following major developments in two high-profile trials. In Idaho, Brian Kohberger apparently set to plead guilty to the murders of 4 college students. And in New York, drama during deliberations in the federal sex trafficking trial of rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs, the jury expressing concern over one of its members. We will have the latest. Plus, disturbing new details about the suspected gunman in that ambush attack that killed 2 Idaho firefighters and injured a third. What we're learning from investigators as his family speaks out for the first time. And the rule of cool. Researchers say they finally figured out what it really means to be cool. The secret isn't as complicated as you might think. Good morning. Good to have you with us on this Tuesday. I'm Joe Fryer. Savannah is on assignment. We begin our show on Capitol Hill, where senators are still haggling over President Trump's landmark tax and spending bill, what he calls the big, beautiful bill. The clock is ticking with Friday's self-imposed deadline to get it passed edging closer. What's known as the vote-a-rama process is still going on after a mammoth overnight session. Vote-a-rama sounds more fun than it is. It gives senators a chance to offer unlimited amendments, and it can last many hours. Republican leaders had hoped to wrap up the process by yesterday afternoon, but major roadblocks like cuts to Medicaid funding are holding up the bill's progress. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle argued their case during this marathon session.
Giving a tax break to the richest people and most profitable corporations is a choice. And paying for it by kicking 17 million Americans off their health insurance is a choice.
Y'all will never do anything to make sure taxes go down, so we're going to make sure they go down forever. Current policy is good tax policy. Stick with the bill we wrote.
NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Julie Sirkin is here with us now. So, Julie, we're still waiting on the final approval from the Senate. Just walk us through what we've seen so far in this vote-a-rama. What have been the major hurdles?
Well, so far, Joe, we've seen probably the longest vote-a-rama that I think the Senate has ever taken, and that is in part because Republican leaders are struggling to lock down the votes to get to final passage for this bill. But we've seen some interesting amendments overnight. There are different senators in different buckets on the Republican side of the aisle. You have the moderates like Lisa Murkowski, for example, who's super concerned about the steep Medicaid cuts and also the cuts to those clean energy tax credits, especially on solar and wind products. There's actually an additional tax slapped on to those two industries at the 11th hour that Murkowski and some energy-producing Republicans are opposed to. Of course, those Republicans that hail from energy-producing states. And then you have the conservatives on the other side of the Republican spectrum who do not like how much this bill adds to the deficit. $3.2 trillion at that. They have to lift the debt ceiling as well by $5 trillion. So now you have a situation where all night, the last few hours, these Republican senators, the moderates, the conservatives, were shuttling in and out of Leader Thune's office as he tried to get them to yes. Still no answer on that. But I'll tell you, Vice President Vance is in the building to break a potential tie. Which is a sign of just how close this vote could be. So, Julie, if this bill does advance from the Senate, is there any guarantee that it will get through the House smoothly by the Friday deadline? Well, here's the catch. I mean, Johnson has been telling his members all along, we are working super closely with the Senate. They're not going to change this bill much. But that was always kind of wishful thinking because, of course, they would have to change this bill in the Senate. They're a completely different constituency of Republicans. They represent whole states. So Medicaid cuts, of course, was something that they wouldn't go for. And then, of course, you have those Republicans who want even more cut from the deficit. So right now, as the Senate is haggling about these provisions, you still have Johnson trying to convince Thune to basically basically change this bill back and make it like the House version that passed by just one Republican vote. So the margins are so tight here. They have so much to do here. And of course, when it gets back to the House, if it gets back to the House, still no guarantee that it passes, especially by July 4th.
And Julie, Elon Musk has made no secret of his hatred for this bill. The one-time Trump advisor was back on social media again, this time with a new warning to lawmakers. What's he saying here?
Well, this is what's really notable, and I was talking with my colleagues about this yesterday, because on one hand, these Republicans have primary threats, as you see on your screen, from President Trump. I'm talking about someone like Tom Tillis, who ultimately decided over the weekend he's just not going to run for re-election because of it. But then you have Elon Musk, as this post that you just showed on your screen there, saying he's going to primary anybody who votes for this bill. He said every member of Congress who campaigned on reducing government spending and then immediately voted for the biggest debt increase in history should hang their head in shame, and that he will spend money to knock them out of the election next cycle. And certainly this is a threat that Republicans are paying attention to. Most notably, Elon Musk did say that he would help Thomas Massie, who, of course, was the House no vote. That, of course, will be the other no vote on this bill if and when it goes back to the House, and somebody that President Trump basically threatened to kick out of Congress. So that'll be interesting to watch as well.
All right, a lot to watch right now. Julie Sirkin, thank you so much. So this bill is more than 900 pages long, which begs the question, what exactly is in it? Now, we won't read it all to you, but NBC News Now anchor Hallie Jackson is breaking down the highlights with a closer look at what it could mean for you and your tax bill.
To the president, it's gorgeous.
We call it a great, big, beautiful bill because that's what it is.
But to Democrats, an ugly betrayal.
The bill before the Senate is utter poison.
940 pages that make up the foundation of President Trump's agenda. So what's actually in it? Start with tax cuts, a huge piece of this plan. As written, the bill would make the president's signature 2017 cuts permanent.
It's been an amazing experience.
The bill would also let people deduct more of their state and local income taxes for the next 5 years, which Republicans from blue states with higher taxes really wanted. And it would fulfill a Trump campaign promise by implementing no tax on tips, overtime, or car loans. On other issues, the bill boosts spending on immigration enforcement with more money for the border wall and for ICE. It beefs up military spending, including money for space programs and moving the historic Space Shuttle Discovery from blue-leaning Virginia to ruby-red Texas.
The shuttle has cleared the tower.
And it calls for funding the so-called Golden Dome, a U.S. air missile defense system. But all those tax cuts and extra spending are expensive. So how's it being paid for?
We're cutting $1.7 trillion in this bill, and you're not going to feel any of it.
Critics say that's not even close to being true, considering the cuts the bill calls for to social safety nets that lower-income Americans rely on, with even some Republicans who voted to move the bill forward concerned.
If we're going to be a working-class party, we've got to protect working people. And I just, the Medicaid stuff in here, I think is bad.
New requirements and restrictions for Medicaid could make it harder to earn its benefits, effectively, experts say, kicking people off. A new estimate predicts more than 10 million Americans would lose their health insurance.
We're not talking about living this life of luxury with Medicaid. We are honestly talking about this life and death and how do we provide for our child in our home.
And the bill also makes changes to the SNAP program, or food stamps, to save billions. It gets rid of green energy and environmental credits, too. Democrats sounding the alarm.
I will tell you that this is the most dangerous piece of legislation I've ever seen during my time in Congress.
But many Republicans ready to celebrate.
I think it's going to be a beautiful day for the big, beautiful bill.
Our thanks to Hallie Jackson for that breakdown. For critics of the bill, one of the biggest concerns is saddling future generations with a ton of debt. The Congressional Budget Office estimates over the next decade, this bill would add around $3 trillion to the national debt. Now, as President Trump pushes lawmakers to pass that bill, he's heading to Florida today. He plans to visit a controversial new migrant detention center in the Everglades known as Alligator Alcatraz. Florida's Attorney General describes the facility as a, quote, one-stop shop to carry out President Trump's mass deportation agenda. The new facility has been met with protests, and environmental groups sued to block it, arguing it could have devastating effects on the Everglades. NBC News White House correspondent Yamiche Alcindor joins us now with more on this. Yamiche, good morning. So immigration, we know, is at the forefront of the president's second term. As this new facility opens in Florida, I know a reporter asked Borders' our Tom Homan yesterday about a 75-year-old Cuban man who died last week while in ICE custody. What did he have to say about that? And just overall, what's the administration looking to achieve with the opening of this new detention center?
Well, good morning, Joe. As you said, the president is going to be focused on his signature issue, which is immigration. And as you said, his border czar, Tom Homan, was asked specifically about the death of that man in ICE custody. I want to read to you part of what he said to reporters. He said, "I am unaware of that. I'm not aware of that. I mean, people die in ICE custody. People die in county jail. People die in state prisons. The question should be, how many lives does ICE save? Because when they go into detention, we find many with diseases and stuff that we deal with right away to prevent that." So Tom Homan there saying he doesn't really know much about that man's specific case, but that ICE essentially is actually helping people, he's arguing, by helping them when it comes to other health concerns. Now, when it comes to what the president is doing today, he is going to be leaving this morning and going to Florida to this new immigration detention facility. As you said, it's Alligator Alcatraz. And what it is essentially is this new migrant facility that's going to house between 3,000 and 5,000 migrants. It's going to cost about $450 million a year. Right now, it's essentially on this not used airstrip, and it's surrounded, as you can see, by the Everglades. The thinking here is that people can't escape because what they'll be met with is literally alligators. But that being said, officials are in some ways very much happy about this facility. The president wants to go down there and take a sort of victory lap. But as you said, there are critics of this. There are some who are saying that this is going to have really bad environmental impacts, but there are other people who say that this is simply inhumane to have people housed this way and that there could be human rights violations. Show.
Speaking of immigration, Yamiche, we've also learned the Trump administration now suing the city of Los Angeles over its immigration policies. The White House claims the city's law discriminates against federal law enforcement agencies. This comes, of course, weeks after those large protests we saw in downtown L.A., which were in response to immigration raids. What is the Trump administration arguing in this lawsuit? What are they trying to do?
Well, the Trump administration is essentially arguing that Los Angeles is discriminating against the federal government by treating it differently than other police agencies. And this is really a ratcheting up of the fight between the Trump administration and Los Angeles. As you said, there were those mass protests against immigration raids. I want to read to you part of what Attorney General Pam Bondi said about this lawsuit. She said, in part, sanctuary policies were the driving cause of the violence, chaos, and attacks on law enforcement that Americans recently witnessed in Los Angeles. Jurisdictions like Los Angeles that flout federal law by prioritizing illegal aliens over American citizens, of course, her words, are undermining law enforcement at every level. It ends under President Trump. So, of course, Los Angeles is going to be pushing back on this. And this is yet another legal case that we're going to have to follow with the Trump administration related specifically to immigration, Joe.
And switching gears, Yamiche, President Trump is set to host Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House next week. We've learned this comes as Mr. Trump continues to try and push for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. What more do we know about this visit?
Well, this is going to be an important visit because the president, of course, has been a very close ally of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, but he's also not shied away from criticizing his foreign policy. Now, yes, it's true that the United States joined Israel in attacking Iran and did hit those nuclear facilities last weekend. That being said, the president has also said and made clear that he wants a ceasefire between Israel and Iran to hold, and has said that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu really also needs to make sure that he's part of that holding it together and not trying to strike Iran. But now, of course, there's also the big issue of Israel versus Hamas and the war that's playing out in Gaza. The president is eager to also bring that conflict to an end. In a conversation that I had with him last week, the president said that this issue between Iran and Israel would have brought the Middle East to its knees. So the president is really hoping that he can bring another ceasefire and be able to say that he's brought another war to an end. Joe.
All right. Michelle Sindor, thank you so much. Now to a stunning development in that Idaho murder case that has drawn national attention. Brian Kohberger, the man accused of fatally stabbing 4 college students, now appears ready to accept a plea deal in connection with those murders. He was set to face a trial in just a matter of weeks. Kohberger is facing 4 first-degree murder charges. He's accused of fatally stabbing Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogen, Kaylee Gonsalves, and Ethan Chapin in November of 2022. The family of Kaylee Gonsalves said in a statement that they learned about the apparent deal in a letter from prosecutors. Kaylee's father tells NBC News Kohberger has agreed to plead guilty to the murder of his daughter and 3 others with no chance to appeal in order to avoid the possibility of the death penalty. Prosecutors and an attorney for Kohberger declined to comment. Kohberger was a PhD student in criminology at a nearby university. He had maintained his innocence. After numerous delays, his trial was set to finally start in early August. For more on this, let's bring in NBC News legal analyst Angela Senadella. Good to have you here. So we've had 2+ years of legal wrangling. We're just 5 weeks before the trial. Are you surprised we're seeing a deal now?
So look, it's definitely jarring to see a defendant who is so vigorously denied his involvement in a case like this. But no, statistically, you can't be surprised, right? Over 90% of federal criminal cases end up in plea deals like this. And when it's a capital case, when the death penalty is on the line, those percentages are actually even higher for the obvious reason that many defendants want to do anything to avoid the death penalty. Also, the evidence against him was just significant and growing. The judge was denying a lot of the motions that his team just filed, so it makes sense.
And because of that, I mean, the prosecutors felt they did have a strong evidence tying him to the scene, including his DNA on the knife sheath that was discovered at the scene. So why do you think prosecutors would want to have a deal like this?
So look, for the prosecutors, this is undoubtedly a massive win because trials themselves are always unpredictable. And in fact, over half of convictions in capital cases like this are actually reversed on appeal. This appellate process takes over 15 years because errors that might be considered harmless in a non-capital case can often overturn a conviction when somebody's life is on the line like this. So for the prosecutors, they were also saving enormous amounts of money, which matters. They have a budget. It is the taxpayers' money. I mean, millions of dollars are going to be saved, and they're getting 4 life sentences, which is likely what they would have gotten in front of a jury.
The primary reason we know about this right now, because we still don't have confirmation from the prosecutor's office, is because of the Gonsalves family. They're upset about this. We'll walk through what they've said. They say prosecutors vaguely mentioned a possible plea deal Friday, then presented this letter to him via email Sunday, quote, without seeking our input. They're angry. Talk a little bit about why it seems they are angry. And typically, do families have much input in cases like this?
Yeah, so look, in Idaho state law, just like many other states in this country, there is a requirement that victims' families are consulted in plea bargains. However, there's a big difference between consulting and controlling, right? So what that usually means, though, is that prosecutors do involve them at some point in the process, but they don't necessarily have to follow any of their demands or requests.
If this plea deal does go forward, what happens next? I mean, is this a situation where Brian Kohberger would have to sit down in front of the court and reveal what happened if he's pleading guilty?
So this will be the most interesting part of it. So legally, what's required is that he has to admit to the facts that line up to the bare minimum of what those charges have said against him, right? But prosecutors often, in order to get the plea deal, make defendants almost write in great detail what happened, and that then becomes public record. So if they do, in fact, make him do that or have made him in order to get the deal, then we would see in great detail what happened.
Which I can't imagine would be easy for the families, but it also might help them understand a little more about what happened.
Right, Joe.
All right, Angela Senadella, appreciate your expertise. Thanks for joining us this morning. Now, after weeks in court, jury deliberations in the trial against Sean Diddy Combs got off to a dramatic start here in New York yesterday. Not long after jurors got the case, well, they sent a note to the judge saying there was a problem with one of its members. NBC News entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas was there and has the details.
Hey there, jury deliberations have concluded. The jury had 2 notes. And remember, they have 7 weeks of testimony from over 34 witnesses to go through.
Only about an hour after the case of Sean Diddy Combs was turned over to the jury, already a potential wild card in the deliberation room. The jury delivering a note to the judge saying one juror is not following instructions. He's a 51-year-old scientist with a PhD.
It was unclear whether or not there was a concern about following the legal instructions or the other instructions about how to approach the case.
Is it too late to replace a juror?
It's not. The judge can, but it would be a big deal once deliberations start.
The case is complex and sprawling. Combs charged with 5 federal counts, including racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution.
In this courthouse, 8 men and 4 women are sifting through 7 weeks of testimony from 34 witnesses as media from all over the world await a verdict.
As jurors began deliberating in the courtroom, Combs' family joined hands and prayed. Prosecutors allege Combs ran a criminal enterprise, wielding his power to have employees carry out illegal activity on his behalf. They also argued that he used violence, drugs, and threats of blackmail to coerce former girlfriends Cassie Ventura and another referred to only as Jane to have sex with male escorts while he watched. In contrast, the defense not calling any witnesses, resting their case in 30 minutes. Combs declined to take the stand. But in closing arguments, his lead attorney, Mark Agnifilo, said all sexual encounters were consensual, saying Combs had a swingers lifestyle. Agnifilo also arguing that this video of Combs beating Ventura at a Los Angeles hotel in 2016 is evidence of domestic violence, not sex trafficking, going so far as to call their relationship a great modern love story.
Combs' demeanor really seemed to shift. At one point, he showed the cover of 2 books, one being The Power of Positive Thinking, the other, The Happiness Advantage. But when another jury note came in about transportation of drugs, his mood seemed to be a bit more somber.
All right, Chloe, thank you so much. I want to bring in NBC News legal analyst Kristen Gibbons-Fedden now with more on this. Clearly lots of legal news today. We're bringing in all our best legal analysts. So let's start with that note about the juror. Kicking things off, we're just an hour or two into deliberations. They say juror number 3, quote, does not follow the judge's instructions. Any idea what that could possibly mean? Could it have an impact on the trial?
It could absolutely have an impact on the trial. Whenever a juror is not following the instructions of the court, that can really be a red flag as to whether or not that jury can be fair, impartial, and really look at the evidence and follow the law. But this early in the deliberations, considering the fact that they were able to finish the day and leave without any further problems, I think it's nothing more than that juror was probably just, hungry for lunch. But it could raise an appellate issue if Diddy is convicted.
Okay, we'll see what happens there. Let's talk about the evidence when it comes to that hotel surveillance video, which is such an important part of this. It shows Combs assaulting his former girlfriend. What do you make of the defense's argument that, yes, this was domestic violence, but it's not trafficking, which is what's at issue here?
I think that was a great way to minimize the blunt blow of that very damning corroborating evidence. However, to call it this, after seeing that video, a modern love story, when there is absolutely nothing loving about domestic violence, I think caused the defense to really lose some authenticity with the jury.
I mean, could this video undermine the defense's argument that Ventura and the other women were willing participants in these so-called freak-offs?
Absolutely, because it shows that cycle of violence. It shows that pattern that the prosecution did a really beautiful job painting.
All right. Originally, the defense had a long list of potential witnesses. In the end, they called no witnesses. We've talked to experts who weren't surprised by this. What did you think, and why did they make that decision, do you believe?
Not surprising. In most criminal cases, the defense will not call any jurors. And that's because the prosecution's burden is to make out their case, and the defendant is cloaked with the presumption of innocence. That's a jury instruction that the court will give. But in this case, keep in mind, even though the defense did not call any witnesses, they did a pretty effective job on cross-examination of the prosecution's witness. So they were still able to at least try to raise reasonable doubt through the cross-examination of the prosecution's witnesses.
If convicted, Combs could spend a lot of time in prison. Remind us just how high the bar is on each of these charges. What do you think's going on in that jury room as they get going with these deliberations?
Listen, the highest charge, he could really see himself in jail for life. This is significant. What's going on? Interestingly, at the end of the day, the jury asked one of the most important questions, I think, when they were looking at some of the predicate charges for the RICO charge. And so what that signals to me at the very minimum is they are at least seeing there was some criminal enterprise. And what they're literally looking at this point, trying to figure out the elements of the predicate charges, specifically possession with intent to deliver, is whether or not the predicate charges meet the burden that the prosecution has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt to be sufficient for that RICO charge. So it does look like the jury, at a minimum, is following the prosecution's narrative. Where it will end at the end of the day, I'm not sure.
We won't know until they tell us. All right, Kristen, we appreciate your time this morning. Thanks for joining us. Now, authorities have identified the suspect in that deadly weekend ambush in Idaho. They say 20-year-old Wes Val Rowley killed 2 firefighters and wounded another. What's still unclear is why he allegedly did it. NBC News correspondent Liz Kreutz has the latest from Idaho.
Idaho authorities identifying 20-year-old Wes Val Rowley as the suspect they say deliberately ignited a brush fire before then shooting at responding firefighters in a violent ambush attack.
We do have some social media presence. Here's some of his social media postings that were recently removed from social media. We have not been able to find any manifesto.
The sheriff saying Rowley was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound after an hours-long standoff Sunday at a popular hiking and recreation area in Coeur d'Alene, with more than 300 law enforcement personnel, including the FBI, responding.
Everybody shot up here. Law enforcement, code 3 now up here.
Authorities saying firefighter engineer Dave Tisdale was injured and 2 battalion chiefs were killed. John Morrison and Frank Harwood, a 17-year veteran of Kootenai County Fire and Rescue.
This is an unimaginable tragedy. A husband, a father, a champion of the fire service, somebody who cared about his people.
Fire Chief Christopher Way says 20 local firefighters responded to the initial call, describing the harrowing moments after the suspect opened fire.
Some hid behind trees in wooded areas. Some actually climbed up higher on the mountain. I know one crew hid behind a fire truck for protection.
It's terrifying.
Very terrifying.
Authorities say they're still trying to piece together a motive. Rowley's grandfather telling NBC News that something must have snapped for his grandson to commit this crime, saying Rowley had been in contact with the fire department for a job and that he wanted to be part of a team that he sort of idolized, adding maybe he got rejected or something.
Do you believe that the suspect potentially wanting to be a firefighter was a motive here?
You know, we just don't know. That is certainly a dynamic that we're looking into.
This tight-knit town left shaken and searching for answers as they step up to support their heroic first responders.
What is so shocking about something like this happening?
You never think it's going to happen in your town?
And law enforcement says they've had 5 interactions with the suspect here in Idaho, including for trespassing and welfare checks. But they say that he has no criminal record, and it's still unclear to them why he did this. Back to you.
All right, Liz, thank you. An elderly woman who was hurt during what's believed to have been an anti-Semitic attack last month in Colorado has died. Karen Diamond was demonstrating with a group of people in downtown Boulder in support of Israeli hostages when authorities say an Egyptian national threw 2 Molotov cocktails at the group while yelling "Free Palestine." The Boulder County District Attorney's Office said Diamond, who was in her 80s, died as a result of severe injuries from that attack. Her death prompted Boulder's DA to file new first-degree murder charges against the attacker, Mohammed Sabri Solomon. He could face now life in prison. He was already indicted last week on 12 federal hate crime counts. Diamond's death also opens the door for federal prosecutors to now seek the death penalty against Solomon. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Let's get a check now on your morning news now weather with meteorologist Angie Lasney. Angie, how's it looking?
Hi there, Joe. Good morning to you. Looking a little bumpy in some spots. We've got some thunderstorms to track, but some other locations, especially as we get through the work week and closer to the holiday, looking pretty good. So let's start with what we need to know this morning to get out the door. A little bit of rain working into parts of the Midwest as well as the Northeast. That's where you're going to want the umbrella today. And then looking across parts of the South, we've seen some of these thunderstorms rumbling so far this morning for the southern plains. This cold front that we're tracking through the day today is going to work farther to the east, bring a chance for some stronger storms, specifically from New York, stretching back to West Virginia. There will likely be a threat for some heavy rain, of course, and some flooding, as well as some of those stronger winds and some hail. So we'll watch for that. The tornado threat is on the low end, but this is essentially centered from the Northeast, stretching down into the Mid-Atlantic. That's where you'll likely see travel delays, especially as we get into the afternoon hours. Those will start to pile up. Notice the front, though, by tomorrow really works offshore for the most part, and we see much quieter conditions, although we're not completely getting rid of the rain across parts of the Mid-Atlantic and the Southeast. So we'll watch for the rain there. Today, watch for the flash flooding from Philadelphia through Washington, D.C. I think we could see some of these kind of repeated performances from these pockets of rain, these cells that leave us with some really saturated grounds and nowhere for this water to go. So we'll watch for significant flooding. It'll be localized, but it's a possibility across that area. As far as the roads go otherwise, plenty of rain across the east today. So 95, I-80, I-10, I-65 all have the potential to see a little bit of a slower go today as we track some of those afternoon thunderstorms, specifically Boston to D.C. for air travel will likely be difficult. Again, as the afternoon gets underway, this is something that we'll see adding up. Tomorrow, not quite as many of us are going to have to deal with these delays. Yes, still D.C., Charlotte, maybe Miami, but Tampa, I think, would be one of the spots that you really want to watch for any thunderstorms that could leave you with some delays. And that's going to be the same kind of story as we get into Thursday. Good news is, here is the good news, Joe. We've got a whole lot of sunshine on the map for 4th of July. A lot of folks have barbecues and such planned, and we're going to see great conditions for the Northeast, the Great Lakes, the Southwest, even most of the plains. Just watching for a little bit of rain for the South and the upper Midwest.
Good fireworks weather, it looks like. Thank you, Angie. Appreciate it. Much more to come here on Morning News Now. Later this hour, a dub for the W. A look at how the WNBA is growing in popularity and in size as the so-called Caitlin Clark effect continues. Up first, an update out of the Middle East. Dozens killed in an Israeli strike on Gaza. We'll be back with the latest. We're back now with the latest in the war between Israel and Hamas. Health officials say airstrikes on a cafe near a Gaza beach left nearly 100 Palestinians dead. Israeli forces appear to be shifting their focus away from Iran and going back to the ongoing conflict with Hamas. Despite this, hope for a ceasefire remains. As we mentioned earlier, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is set to meet with President Trump at the White House for the second time this year. NBC News international correspondent Matt Bradley has the latest.
Smoke rising near a Gaza beach and chaos inside these tents. A seaside cafe where the Hamas-run health ministry says at least 30 people, including women and children, were killed after an Israeli strike. All I could see was blood, this witness says. The IDF saying it was targeting Hamas, that it takes steps to mitigate the risk of harming civilians, and the incident is under review. Meanwhile, video circulating online showing this young man tossed from his bike a few days ago by debris after a strike. He survived. All of it as Israel's military sharpens its focus on its war against Hamas in Gaza. The IDF announcing it killed a top Hamas leader, saying he was one of the few surviving masterminds of the October 7th attacks. Meanwhile, after achieving a ceasefire between Israel and Iran, President Trump predicting a ceasefire in Gaza within the next week. For Israelis like Laron Berman, whose twin brothers Gali and Ziv have been held captive by Hamas for nearly 21 months, talk of peace brings hope. President Trump says that there's going to be a deal very soon. Do you believe him?
I want to believe him. I can't be pessimistic. I can't for the sake of my brothers.
But he tells us he's been disappointed so many times before.
All right, Matt Bradley, thank you. In India, dozens of people are dead after a massive fire. NBC News international correspondent Raf Sanchez has that and more news from around the world in 60 seconds. Raf, good morning.
Joe, good morning. Yeah, the death toll in southern India has risen to 36 after that massive explosion at a pharmaceutical factory. The local fire department says they've recovered the bodies of 34 workers, while another 2 died in hospital. The exact cause of the blast isn't yet clear, and an investigation is underway. In Turkey, clashes erupted overnight over claims that a satirical magazine had published a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad. Prosecutors ordered the arrest of editors at the Le Monde magazine on allegations of insulting religion. The magazine's editors deny the image shows the Islamic prophet, but that didn't stop a mob from gathering. And finally, the mercury is rising all over Europe as the continent bakes in an unprecedented heat wave. Paris and more than a dozen other French regions are on red alert for heat today, while over the weekend, Spain and Portugal both saw record temperatures. Here in London, Wimbledon is underway in near 90-degree heat. And Joe, I can tell you, this is not a city where many homes have air conditioning. Normally, you don't need it. But today, we are absolutely melting over here.
You have my condolences right now. And we're going to talk a little more about Wimbledon and the heat coming up a little later in the hour. Raf, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Coming up, a mid-year reset. Why looking back at the resolutions we made on January 1st could help us finish the year stronger than ever. Your weekly check-in is next on Morning News Now. We're back with our weekly mental health check-in. This morning, we're taking a closer look at the benefits of a summer reset as we hit the halfway mark of 2025. Plus, are you tired of that friend who is never on time? Well, TikTok users are venting about so-called chronically late people, but research suggests they may not always be able to help it. Joining us now for more on this is licensed marriage and family therapist, Dr. George James. Always good to have you with us, Dr. James. So let's start with this idea of a summer reset. Tomorrow officially marks the halfway point of the year. We usually save our resolutions for January 1st, but a New York Times article suggests using this mid-year moment to reflect on where we've been, refocus on where we want to go. So tell us, what are the benefits of making your resolutions or something resembling resolutions now instead of waiting for the new year?
Yeah, good morning, Joe. I think for many of us, we try to say that we'll do it later or we'll find another time to kind of revamp or set these resolutions. But the truth is that any moment you can do it. And this mid-year check-in is a great time to say, you know what, I didn't get to all the things I wanted to do. I'm going to start now. I'm going to try again now, or I'm going to get the help and support I need now. Don't wait to the fall or the new year. Start it now and you can get there and you don't have to feel like I'm not doing the things that are important to me.
I guess the point is you can start it just anytime you feel ready. It doesn't have to be on any sort of specific date. All right.
That's right.
We've got a new viral debate on TikTok. I've actually never heard this expression before, even though I know people who it might apply to. Time blindness. Some people who are chronically late say they have it. It's a personality trait. Others on TikTok say it's just a bad habit, not a real condition. So let's ask the expert, what is time blindness and how can mental health play a role in why some people do struggle to be on time?
Yeah, time blindness for many people is that they have challenges with time or being able to be aware of how long it takes to do something or to get somewhere. Sometimes they could be overly anxious or overwhelmed or just dealing with a lot. But I think a lot of this is about how do you connect with people and being able to say, I might be running late or I'm working on it with someone like myself who I think is in recovery. No offense to those who are in real recovery, is that like it takes time to really recognize that these patterns have built up. And you have to recognize that these patterns also impact other people, especially around time. Have the conversation, work on it, but hopefully you can mend that friendship and that you can find a time that works for both parties involved.
Find the time. I like that. All right, finally, Dr. James, a new study looked at what it means to be cool, like figuratively, not literally, during these hot summer months. Researchers surveyed thousands of people across dozens of countries, found that people who are considered cool tend to share similar personality traits no matter where they live, no matter what the culture. So what are those traits and why do you think the definition of cool is so universal?
Yeah, what the study found out was that folks who we say are cool universally, we find out that they're extroverted, adventurous, powerful, open, autonomous. These are really good things. And that there's a way that across cultures, people are drawn to these folks and that they sometimes can be a little bit rebellious. But over the years, there's been also a connection to being a little bit more connected to goodness. But I also want to just highlight the folks who might feel like they're not in that cool category or not extroverted, that it's also okay that people can get to know you or you can allow people to get to know you. Even if you're a little bit more introverted, that doesn't mean that you're not cool enough. So the folks who are cool, great. And the folks who don't see themselves as cool doesn't mean that you're not a good person and not someone that people need to get connected to. Mm-hmm. So allow yourself to connect with folks and embrace that.
Cool is in the eye of the beholder. I like that. All right.
That's
Dr.
right.
James, always good to have you with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming up, a massive crackdown on healthcare fraud. Hundreds of people now facing charges for what the Justice Department calls a series of multi-billion-dollar schemes. What we're learning from officials. And a Grand Slam showdown now underway in the UK. We're going to have all the excitement from Wimbledon next on Morning News Now. We're back with big news for basketball fans. The WNBA announced it is expanding the league with 3 new teams, a major milestone in its commitment to grow the league. This means the WNBA will soon feature 18 teams. The league is trying to build on the fan momentum created by young powerhouse players like Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers. NBC News correspondent Erin McLaughlin has more.
As the popularity of the WNBA explodes, Driven by superstars like Caitlin Clark and Asia Wilson, the league says it will expand to meet skyrocketing fan demand.
The WNBA is building on a wave of momentum that is only growing stronger.
Commissioner Kathy Engelbert announcing 3 new teams will join the league. One in Cleveland in 2028, one in Detroit in 2029, and another in Philadelphia in 2030. Comcast, the parent company of NBC News, holds a minority stake in that team.
These are proud cities with powerful sports legacies, each one rich in basketball tradition and fueled by passionate fan bases.
The expansion teams will be owned by the city's NBA ownership groups, which each paid $250 million fee, an enormous bet on a league that had its most-watched season ever on ESPN platforms in 2024, a spike due in large part to Clark, the Indiana Fever phenom. Just how popular is she? Today, her Nike sneakers, the Kobe 5 Protro, which retail for $190, sold out almost instantly. Resale listings on eBay almost double the price, around $350.
Caitlin, I just want to personally congratulate you on being named captain for the 20.
And this weekend, she broke a fan voting record to become the captain of the Eastern Conference All-Star team.
Everything Caitlin Clark touches right now turns to gold.
When Clark was injured earlier this season, Fever ticket prices dropped by 71%, according to TickPick data.
The numbers did not hit the over 1 million number of in terms of like viewership and even the sold out crowds that they've had with Caitlin Clark on the court, but they still were very high. Even looking at the playoffs last year, for example, once the Fever were eliminated, that we still had the best WNBA championship in terms of viewership and attendance and ratings that we've seen in like 25 years.
Over its 29-year history, the league has had a series of expansions and contractions as demand ebbed and flowed. The question, will this current surge in popularity outlast its current star player?
Do you think this momentum can continue?
I do. I know there's been concern because in the previous iterations of women's basketball leagues, they've grown a little bit too much, too quickly. I think the perspective has switched and the players are very active with the WNBPA, the media deals. They're getting all the aspects, the facilities, the resources, the maternity care versus just investing in one avenue.
Aaron McLaughlin, NBC News.
To get to some financial headlines, the Justice Department is cracking down on healthcare fraud schemes. CNBC's Silvana Henao has that and other Wall Street headlines with your Money Minute. Silvana, good morning.
Hey, Joe, good morning to you. Well, we start with state and federal prosecutors, which have charged more than 300 people and uncovered roughly $15 billion in false health claims and what they're calling the biggest coordinated takedown of fraud schemes in Justice Department history. Officials identifying perpetrators based in Russia, Eastern Europe, Pakistan, and other countries. Now, law enforcement seizing almost $250 million in cash, vehicles, cryptocurrencies, and other assets as prosecutors warn of a push by criminal networks to exploit the U.S. healthcare system. Meanwhile, Luckin Coffee, that's the Chinese chain that surpassed Starbucks to become the country's biggest coffee retailer, has opened its first U.S. locations in New York City. Luckin teased the store openings by hosting a pop-up shop for taste tests and free prizes, and it's offering a $1.99 deal through its app. Luckin has more than 24,000 stores worldwide. And your 4th of July cookout will cost about the same as last year. The American Farm Bureau estimates a typical cookout for 10 people will run about $71. That's down 30 cents from last year, but it is still the second highest since it began its survey in 2013. And items include cheeseburgers, chicken breast, pork, chips, pork and beans, potato salad, strawberries, and ice cream. And the survey shows an increase in the cost of beef, potato salad, and it shows declines for pork, chips, and hamburger buns, Joe.
All right. Sounds good. I'm hungry. Silvana, thank you so much. In London, day 2 of the oldest and most prestigious tennis tournament in the world, the Wimbledon Championships, is underway. Over the next 2 weeks, the world's top players will be competing on those famed grass courts for a chance to take home the Grand Slam event title. For more on this year's tournament, we're lucky to welcome back Hall of Fame tennis coach Rick Macci. Rick, always good to have you with us. So before we even get into the players, who, of course, we always love talking with you about, we got to talk about the weather. I mean, day 1 off to a hot start, literally the hottest opening day ever seen at the tournament. Temperature rising to 91 degrees there. How did the players manage? How much of a factor do you think the heat is going to be?
Oh, good to be with you, Joe. It's a game changer, but
It's the same temperature on both sides of the net. It's a mindset that the players have to have. Some people are going down for the count because of the heat, but others are saying it's not that hot. You know, as an athlete or a competitor, you got to flip it in your mind. Okay, it is what it is. And the last time I checked, if you think it's hot, it just got hotter. So it's a mental battle. Today's going to be even hotter. Tomorrow it might get back in the 70s, but it definitely changes everything.
And I guess so much of it depends on where you're from and how much you've played in the heat in the past before, too. All right, another thing I want to ask you about. This is the first year now without the official line judges. Instead, we've got that system of at least 10 cameras on the court known as Hawkeye. The company behind it says it's accurate to within less than 3 millimeters. Just this change that we've seen gradually happening over the years, how are players adjusting to it?
The players love it. You know, it takes the human element out of it. Everybody likes it. The fans like it. But if I back the truck up to long ago, there won't be as much drama like you had with McEnroe arguing with everybody. So it is what it is. It's hard to argue with the machine, but everybody loves it, and technology is the way of the future.
Do you think people will still argue with the machine? Can you do that?
Absolutely. We have it here at the Academy for our tournaments, and people blame the machine, you know what I mean? But it is what it is.
You got to get that out somehow. All right, let's talk about the field. He got two-time defending champ Carlos Alcaraz. He was put to the test on his opener on day one. It shows that there's so much competition even in the early rounds. Who do you think are the men's favorites this year?
Well, it's definitely Alcaraz or Sinner, but let's talk about the Spanish magician. Even when he's in trouble, okay, he can deliver the goods. He's already won multiple slams. He's won Wimbledon the last 2 years, and he just won the French. Listen, what he's doing, he's a generational talent. He has a drop shot from outer space. In my opinion, he's the favorite, but he just won the French. Now you got to jump on the fast grass courts. But if anybody can do it, he can. But we need to talk about Yannick Sinner, the #1 seed, #1 player in the world, okay? The Italian flamethrower, rockets off both sides. His serve is better. His game is tailor-made for grass. And we talked about this before. At 7 years old, he was downhill skiing champion. And when he went to tennis, everything's been going uphill. So Sinner would be another favorite. But I got to talk about the rubber band man, the GOAT, okay, Novak Djokovic.
Yeah.
24 Grand Slams. He's 38. In my opinion, no debate. He carries the freight, and he's the greatest of the great. And Joe, I'm glad that you're understanding all of this. He's won 100 singles titles. All right. You can't make this stuff up. He's breaking records more than the Beatles and the Beach Boys. This guy is amazing, and his best surface is grass because of his return of serve. So don't count out the Joker. He's definitely for real.
Rick, I apologize. We only have like 10 seconds here. Who do you think Coco Gauff is going to win the women's side?
Well, she was the first to win the French since Serena. If she wins Wimbledon, she's the first since the Compton Comet, Serena Williams. It's going to be tough. It's not her favorite surface, but I love Coco, and we'll see where this goes.
All right, Rick Macy, always good to have you with us. Thank you so much. All right, coming up, the world's biggest sport getting a high-tech upgrade. When we come back, we're going to take you to Beijing for the first ever humanoid robot soccer match. This is Morning News Now. We end this hour with a story that's just for kicks. A high-tech soccer match took place over the weekend in Beijing. And as NBC Nightly News anchor Tom Yamas shows us, these players are bringing a mechanical twist to the field.
With fans in the stands, a first for the sports world. China is calling this the first 3-on-3 humanoid robot soccer match. But Messi and Ronaldo don't have much to worry about. These athletes seem to putt around, excel in face plants, and headbutting one another. Some even had to be carried off the pitch. But it's not the athletic play that is world class, it's the technology. China claims all these robots are AI-driven without human intervention, programmed to do push-ups, walk uphill, and withstand a straight shot to the chest. Even designed to stand up after falling. Equipped with sensors to help find the ball and navigate the field. Sort of. College teams reportedly built the robots, with one taking home a trophy after scoring the most goals. The World Cup? It's not. But for one Chinese college, glory in the Robo Cup. Tom Yamas, NBC News.
Good for the students for creating that, but I have no desire to watch that over human soccer. All right, that's going to do it for this hour of Morning News Now. Stay with us. The news continues right now. Good morning, I'm Joe Fryer. Savannah is on assignment. Right now on Morning News Now, the great debate on Capitol Hill over a tentpole piece of legislation that could define the second Trump presidency, his so-called Big Beautiful Bill. We're going to bring you the latest on the Senate's marathon voting run overnight and what the plan could mean for your bottom line if it hits the president's desk. Also this morning, accused killer Brian Kohberger appears ready to accept a plea deal in that quadruple murder case out of Idaho. That's according to one victim's family and their attorney. More on what happens next and how people are reacting now that the death penalty is apparently off the table. Plus, the shocking new details in what police in Idaho are calling a deadly ambush-style attack on firefighters in one tight-knit community. But we're learning about the now-deceased 20-year-old at the center of the tragedy. And later in the hour, we're going to take you across the pond with all the action from Wimbledon and the matchups you won't want to miss. We begin this hour on Capitol Hill. Republican senators are racing to push through President Trump's landmark domestic policy agenda, what he calls his Big Beautiful Bill. They're trying to meet their self-imposed deadline of Friday, a voting session where senators could offer up unlimited amendments dragged deep into the night. There are some major sticking points, including cuts to Medicaid, that are holding up the bill's progress. And President Trump's former government ally, Elon Musk, attacked the bill again on social media. NBC News chief Capitol Hill correspondent Ryan Nobles has the latest.
Vice President J.D. Vance just arrived at the Capitol to be in place to break any potential ties as the Senate creeps toward the finish line. This has been a long and difficult process as GOP leaders work to find the sweet spot that will satisfy conservatives who want deeper cuts and moderates who are worried the cuts go too far, all with the goal of getting this bill to President Trump's desk by Friday.
The U.S. Senate working through a whole day and night amid fierce debate over President Donald Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill.
I know people are weary, but at the end of the day, we want to get this done so that this country is safer and stronger and more prosperous.
Democrats warning the bill will lead to millions of Americans losing their Medicaid benefits.
We have before us a bill that gives tax breaks to the top 1%. Do you want community hospitals or another giant mansion for a billionaire?
Republicans argue their overhaul of Medicaid will keep the system solvent. They also point to the bill's other provisions, like extending the Trump tax cuts and billions of dollars in funding for border enforcement and Trump's mass deportation plan.
It's the best product that you can produce with the votes you can get.
Not every Republican has been so easily convinced. And over the marathon vote-a-rama process, the GOP has been making last-minute tweaks to the bill to win over skeptical senators. The president and the White House pushing hard for the legislation.
I am sick and tired of the lies about this bill that have been perpetrated by opportunists who are trying to make a name for themselves. Let's work together. Let's pass this bill. Let's get it to President Trump's desk by July 4th.
Billionaire Elon Musk, once President Trump's top advisor, railing against the bill online, calling Republicans the, quote, Porky Pig Party, and warning, quote, they will lose their primary next year if it's the last thing I do on this earth. Trump responding overnight, threatening to pull government funding from Musk's projects, adding Elon would probably have to close up shop and head back home to South Africa.
The Senate is working toward voting on one final amendment that will incorporate all the tweaks that they've been working on. They will then vote on the final package. But then after that, it still needs to go to the House. And remember, the identical bill that passes the Senate needs to pass the House before the president can sign it into law.
All right, Ryan, thank you. Now to that stunning development out of Idaho. Just weeks before the start of his trial, quadruple murder suspect Bryan Kohberger has apparently accepted a plea deal to face life in prison instead of the death penalty. NBC News correspondent Liz Kreutz has the details and reaction from the father of one of the victims.
In a bombshell development, Bryan Kohberger appearing set to accept a plea deal just 5 weeks before his quadruple murder trial was set to start, according to the family of victim Kaylee Gonzalez. Her father telling NBC News Kohberger has agreed to plead guilty to the murder of his daughter and 3 others, Madison Mogen, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle, with no chance to appeal in order to avoid the possibility of the death penalty.
It's my daughter. It's our children. How can you say it's just when you haven't even talked to us to see what justice looks like for us?
The Idaho Statesman reporting that prosecutors wrote a letter to families with details of the plea deal, which would remove the death penalty possibility in exchange for Kohberger pleading guilty to the 4 first-degree murder charges and an additional charge of felony burglary. According to the Statesman, the letter said, "This resolution is our sincere attempt to seek justice for your family." NBC News has not seen the letter, and prosecutors haven't confirmed the potential plea deal. It's been more than 2.5 years since the 4 University of Idaho students were found fatally stabbed in their off-campus home. 6 weeks later, Bryan Kohberger was arrested and charged with the murders. Investigators have said that DNA left on a knife sheath next to one of the victims was a match with Kohberger's.
DNA in the sheath in Mr. Kohberger. Isn't that probable cause every day and twice on Sunday?
Prosecutors also said cell phone records and surveillance video placed Kohberger near the murders that night. His lawyers say he has maintained his innocence and that Kohberger was out driving alone at the time of the murders. Now, victims' families speaking out about the apparent guilty plea. Kaylee Gonzalez's sister Aubrey calling the timing weeks before the trial, quote, both shocking and cruel, adding that if he spends life in prison, Kohberger would still get to speak, form relationships, and engage with the world. Meanwhile, our loved ones have been silenced forever. The family saying they told prosecutors they were, quote, a hard no on a plea deal, but were informed via email that it was moving ahead 2 days later. Steve Gonzalez describing a later meeting with prosecutors.
They told it it's not really about us. It's about their process. Just shut up and get on board and deal with it. That's really what they told us.
Xana Kernodle's aunt telling TMZ that her family also wanted to go to trial, adding that prosecutors said they wanted to spare the families from the pain of a trial, including gruesome photos. But Kim Kernodle saying, we know the graphics. They were not trying to spare us. The families now facing an abrupt end to their quest for justice.
Idaho's failed. They failed me. They failed my whole family.
Our thanks to Liz Kreutz for that report. Let's get some more perspective on this case from NBC News legal analyst Danny Savalos. Danny, so were you surprised at all by this news of the possible plea deal?
I wasn't surprised that Kohberger's entering into a plea. The timing is what is interesting to me, and it may be as simple as Kohberger saw increasingly that his defense team, who valiantly filed more motions than I'd ever seen in a criminal case in my life, they lost a lot of them, which is not uncommon. It's an uphill battle, and maybe the denial of Kohberger's request for a continuance or the denial of the defense's plan to present alternative suspects. Any of those could have been the tipping point. Perhaps his defense team went to him and said, look, it's not looking good. You got to really think about this plea. Or maybe Kohberger just woke up one morning and said, I'm done. We'll maybe never really know unless he speaks.
As we just saw from Liz's report there, some of the families of the victims, most notably the Gonzalez family, very upset at how this was handled. They feel betrayed by the justice system. Talk about in a situation like this, in a trial like this, how much does their opinion even matter when prosecutors are trying to make decisions about a plea deal?
Victims and their families are often deeply disappointed and even shocked to find that they are not the clients of the prosecutors. They're not parties to a criminal case. They're little more than witnesses. The final decision rests with the prosecutors as to whether to offer a plea, whether to accept a plea, and the terms of a plea agreement. But here's the thing, even though in the past few years there's been a growing awareness of this issue and states have passed laws, including Idaho, which not only has a law allowing for victims to be heard, but a constitutional amendment. And yet, really, all this allows is for families and victims to be heard. It doesn't give them the power to control the outcome.
So what do we expect will happen next? And how will it move forward as far as the plea deal being accepted? A judge, I assume, has to be involved. What are the things we expect to happen?
There will be a change of plea hearing, and this can be pretty harrowing for defense attorneys like me because it's really up to the judge as to how much he wants to get out of the defendant in what's called a colloquy. He may just say, do you in fact plead guilty because you are guilty? Or he may ask some probing questions. And this is where a plea deal can fall apart because a defendant may try to massage the facts or doesn't agree with the specific facts in the indictment. And if he isn't going to put a basis, a factual basis on the record for that plea, then the judge cannot accept it. So while the plea will likely go forward as planned, a lot can go wrong, and it can blow up on Wednesday during that change of plea hearing.
Do we expect there could be just a situation where Brian Kohberger has to sit there in court and walk everyone through what happened that night and explain the murders?
It's very much up to the judge. The judge is going to have a script, what's called a colloquy. And he has to ask questions like, are you entering into this plea of your own free will? Did anyone threaten you? Are you satisfied with the work of your attorneys? By the way, that's a question that always gets me really nervous in the moment. But usually they go forward and say, my attorneys, I'm satisfied with it. But the judge could go off script and ask some more detailed questions. He might ask him to confirm that different facts in the indictment, certain facts in the indictment are true, that he in fact did enter the house, that he in fact did stab these 4 innocent victims. So it'll be really interesting to see the degree of detail this judge requires for what's called a factual basis for a valid plea agreement.
All right, Danny Savalas, as always, appreciate your time and expertise. Thank you. Police have identified the suspect in that deadly ambush in Idaho that left 2 firefighters dead and another wounded. Authorities say they believe Wes Raleigh intentionally started a brush fire, then attacked responding officers. Raleigh was found dead after an hours-long standoff. NBC News correspondent Sam Brock joins us now with the latest on this. Sam, good morning.
Joe, good morning. There's still a lot of mystery here and no obvious reason, according to law enforcement, as to why this atrocity happened or even what the shooter's motives might have been. But to your point, police say they do believe a 20-year-old living in northwest Idaho was behind the ambush that led to the deaths of 2 firefighters and left another critically injured. His grandfather said the alleged shooter always wanted to be a firefighter, making this even more shocking. In Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, a community in disbelief.
Multiple gunshot wounds. 2 Coeur d'Alene firefighters are down.
As new details emerge about the suspect, police say carried out an ambush-style attack, starting a brush fire, then shooting at firefighters responding to it. The Kootenai Sheriff's Office identifying 20-year-old Wes Val Rowley from California as the alleged shooter. A man with no known criminal history, who officers say likely used a shotgun in the Sunday afternoon ambush before dying from a self-inflicted wound 6 hours after the shooting began.
There is information that we've received that he at one time wanted to be a firefighter.
The suspect's grandfather telling NBC News by phone that Rowley had been in contact with the fire department and that he, quote, really respected law enforcement and he loved firefighters. It didn't make sense that he was shooting firefighters. Maybe he got rejected or something. Officials describe Rowley as a transient and have yet to establish a motive for the attack. Meantime, investigators are still processing Rowley's car, which the sheriff said he might have been living in, and they're combing through his social media. Whatever prompted the violence, 2 battalion chiefs are now dead. The fire department releasing with a heavy heart photos of John Morrison and Frank Harwood. David Tisdall, a firefighter and engineer, is still in critical condition, fighting for his life.
Dave is surrounded by his family, and he's had 2 successful surgeries.
In town,
doing what we can, feeding people.
Bakery owner Dana Belfi began making meals for first responders, telling NBC's Liz Kreutz they never imagined this kind of tragedy here.
We are a very resilient, small community, and we are here to support one another.
That sentiment shown in a stirring procession that stretched for more than 30 miles across the reeling town.
Firefighters don't think of themselves as heroes, but I can tell you as the fire chief today, they're my heroes.
No one would question that. The sheriff says that the suspect had a few minor interactions, Joe, with law enforcement, including trespassing and welfare checks, but no known criminal history or ties to terrorism. They say 30 minutes after firefighters arrived on the scene, Rowley had an interaction with them connected in some way to where his car was parked. For at least the next few days, firefighters will be accompanied by police on every single call. Quite the commentary on where we are.
Totally understandable. All right, Sam, thank you so much. With July 4th now just a few days away, AAA expects 72 million Americans will be traveling this week, taking advantage of the long holiday weekend. But already, summer storms have disrupted travel plans for a lot of people, especially here in the New York area, especially at Newark, a critical East Coast hub, which is still trying to rebound from the travel meltdowns the airport experienced during the spring. NBC News senior correspondent Tom Costello covers aviation for us, joins us now from Newark Liberty International Airport. Tom, good morning.
Hey, buddy, we're on the jet bridge here at Newark. You know what happened yesterday? Not the airline's fault, right? It's that time of year when Mother Nature fuels those intense summer storms. That led to mega delays and cancellations here yesterday in the New York City airport. We're on a 787. This plane is going to be flying to Tokyo a little bit later, a 14-hour flight. But United Airlines, and for that matter, Newark Airport, is determined to prove that Newark has turned the page after just a few weeks ago, some serious meltdowns. Airline operations teams warned this could happen. Ground stops and big delays Monday at New York's Big Three, LaGuardia, JFK, and Newark. On one of the busiest travel weeks of the summer, passengers at Newark delayed for hours. Alexandra Paz's Spirit Airlines flight home to Orlando canceled.
It was delayed like 3 times.
And now it's just not happening.
No.
Frustrating?
Yes, very, because we were looking for other flights, but there's nothing out until July 2nd.
Aircraft 2025 and Aircraft 13, just a plan B.
Inside United's operations center at Newark, they juggle planes, crews, catering, luggage, fueling.
Yeah, we're going to need extra gas.
Misconnected passengers and mechanical issues.
No.
You're going to take the wing. United has 74 gates here, the most of any airline. This time of year, they're not just watching the runways and the ramps, they're also watching the weather out of the west. Severe thunderstorms, which can ruin best-laid plans.
What about ground stop to the south? What do you think?
But this summer, Newark, one of the nation's busiest airports, has become a surprise turnaround story. Just 2 months ago, Newark was struggling with hours-long delays, air traffic control staffing shortages at Philly radar control, failing radios and radars, and a critical runway closed for repairs. Fast forward to today, the runway is open, the FAA is upgrading ATC equipment and adding staff, and United says its Newark hub is now the most on-time airport in New York. Does it feel like this airport is back again, that Newark is back and operating at full throttle?
It does, Tom, and really that's a testimony to the collaboration between United Airlines, the Port Authority of New York, and the FAA to really build us back up to our 380 operations per day.
380 takeoffs, roughly the same number of arrivals, with one eye always on the weather.
And if a thunderstorm hits, just like when you have the kids playing Little League, we have to take everybody off the ramp. We got to keep them safe. So everything comes to a halt.
Yeah, okay. Well, I got bad news, Joe. We are looking at another day of intense storms and likely already the FAA warning about ground delays and also ground stops. All of New York City's airports, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Charlotte, even Denver today. So as bad as it was yesterday, it may be more intense today. By the way, if you haven't yet booked your summertime travel, try to book morning flights because, of course, in the morning, right, the weather usually is pretty good. And like this plane, the plane has been sitting here all night. It's ready to go. In the afternoon, you get the volatile weather. Planes start getting behind. Therefore, you get delays upon delays, and it can be really rough to catch up. If you can, fly in the morning. Joe, back to you.
Great advice. And if it's in the morning, Tom might be your pilot. So, I mean...
God help us all, Joe. That's never going to happen, I'll tell you right now. But you know what? One last thought here. I asked the guys in the tower, would you rather deal with a winter storm or a summer storm? And they all said, oh, no, winter. Winter is predictable. We know the snow is coming. In the summer, It's too volatile. It can happen like that. And lightning is very dangerous for the people out on the ramp. They'd much rather deal with winter storms.
Good point. Fascinating. All right, Tom, appreciate it. Get you back to your job there. Thanks so much. Yeah. All right, if you are about to hit the road or the skies this holiday season, you are probably interested in that travel forecast. Angie Lastman's here with that. Angie, good morning.
Hi there, Joe. Good morning to you. Yes, travel forecast on deck. We've got a whole lot to talk about in the coming days as we gear up for that 4th of July holiday. This morning already, you heard Tom just mention it. There's more thunderstorms in the forecast, and we've woken up to some of these rumbles of thunder across a couple of pockets of the country, specifically the Northeast, the Ohio Valley, and parts of the southern plains. We've got a cold front that we're tracking, working its way east over the next really 24 hours, but even into tomorrow, we'll still see some lingering effects from this. Today, though, it's the slight risk that we're going to watch from New York stretching into West Virginia, Washington, D.C., right in the bullseye of that. So this is why we are concerned about those travel delays, specifically into the afternoon hours. Those will start to pile up as those thunderstorms become more robust. We have the chance to see some hail, some wind gusts, but the tornado threat is low. So that's at least one piece of good news. Tomorrow, better conditions for the Northeast and back across the Midwest, but we'll still see some of these lingering showers, maybe some pockets of heavy rain for the Southeast and parts of the Mid-Atlantic. That being said, we've got the potential for delays. We've got the difficult roads out there in some spots. So if you're heading out on I-80, I-95, even I-10 or I-65, you're likely going to run into some wet spots through the day today. We've got those afternoon thunderstorms in the picture from Florida, stretching up to the Appalachians and into the Northeast. If you're flying, it's Boston to D.C. that you're really going to want to check in on to make sure that you're not seeing any of those delays. Those are the spots that will likely see those piling up as the day goes on. By tomorrow, it's Tampa that we're specifically going to watch, but still seeing some of that rain for the Mid-Atlantic and the Southeast. So we'll watch some of those hubs. And then more of the same as we get into Thursday. It's Orlando and Tampa, specifically in Gulf Coast, in the Gulf Coast region, that we'll see the thunderstorms. Maybe a couple of thunderstorms, Boston, New York by Thursday, and Chicago we'll keep a close eye on too. But by the time we get to, honestly, 4th of July, things look a lot better. So how about that forecast for those fireworks? Really warm conditions in the daytime hours and a whole lot of sunshine for most. We're dealing with still the triple digits for Las Vegas on 4th of July, and Phoenix will head to 104 for the high there. Dallas into the upper 80s. It's going to be humid really across the whole southern tier of the country, east of the Rockies. We'll see temperatures into the mid-90s in Houston, but feeling, of course, much warmer than that. And even as far as north as Chicago, 95 degrees on 4th of July. So it's going to be a warm day, perfect for being out on the boat and such across this region. And we're going to see a whole lot of sunshine. I think the only spots that we're really going to have to watch for are going to be parts of the upper Midwest. Notice we'll still see some stormy conditions for the northern plains there. We'll see Billings potentially picking up some additional rain, but still topping out at 84 degrees. And then the state of Florida. I know you're the Sunshine State, but unfortunately, we've got rain on deck for 4th of July. We've got high 80s or at least mid 80s in Miami, a little warmer for Tampa, but the thunderstorms will be out there. So we'll have to, of course, make plans accordingly when it comes to those fireworks, Joe. Hopefully by the time the evening hours roll around, it's a little better for our friends there.
Clear things out. All right. Looking forward to it, Angie. Thank you so much.
You got it.
Much more to come on this hour of Morning News Now, including the midsummer spooky season. Yep. It's now got some retailers getting into the Halloween spirit a little early this year. A lot early. First, after the break, a dramatic rescue off the Florida coast. A heroic father leaping into action to save his daughter who fell overboard while sailing on a Disney cruise ship. Questions now swirling around how she even ended up in the water. Next. We're back with the story of a heroic father taking action following a terrifying incident on a Disney cruise ship. The father jumped into the ocean to save his daughter after she fell overboard on the Disney Dream on Sunday. The ocean liner was making its way back to port in Florida. Questions remain as to how the girl fell in the first place. NBC News correspondent George Solis joins us now from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, with more. George, good morning.
Yeah, Joe, good morning. Now, the Disney Dream has embarked on its next voyage, with passengers that disembarked left with plenty to talk about this harrowing rescue, many pulling out their phones to capture it in real time. This fearless father jumping in after his daughter, prompting a rescue. Many just saying it is a miracle both were recovered.
This was the heart-stopping scene as a rescue boat raced towards a father and daughter, desperately treading the choppy waters of the Atlantic Ocean. The Broward County Sheriff's Office telling NBC News a 5-year-old girl fell overboard the Disney Dream her father jumping in to save her.
Over the loudspeaker, they started saying, "Mr. Mob, Mr. Mob, Mr. Mob, port side, port side, port side."
Caitlin Davis was in her room when the distress call went out.
I didn't know what it meant, but my husband shot up and ran to the balcony. He understood that it meant that someone had gone overboard.
The ship was making its way back to Fort Lauderdale from a 4-day cruise in the Bahamas. This dramatic video shows the Disney rescue boat pulling the two out of the ocean, cheers erupting after the pair was hoisted to safety. It's still unclear exactly how the girl fell overboard, but according to passengers, she fell from the 4th level, an open deck where passengers can walk the ship, her father leaping in to save her. The crew and ship reacted swiftly.
You could see all the staff running to the port side. They got their life jackets and rings, and everybody was looking in the water.
The father is being called a hero, jumping overboard and treading water with his daughter until the rescue boat arrived. Disney releasing this statement to NBC News. We commend our crew members for their exceptional skills and prompt actions, which ensure the safe return of both guests to the ship within minutes. In 2019, of 25 people that went overboard, only 9 were rescued worldwide.
Federal law says that railing heights must be a minimum of 42 inches high. That's a high railing. That's precisely for the reason to prevent people from going overboard.
And some cruise lines, including Disney, have overboard detection tech to alert crew members.
It was like, how did she fall?
While questions remain, passengers praising the rescue, calling the outcome a true miracle.
Yeah, Joe, now the Broward County Sheriff's Office tells us they are opening an investigation into this fall, but so far they have found nothing suspicious. We also reached out to the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, who says they were called out for a time, but then ultimately pulled back because of the swift actions of the crew on board. Now, one thing passengers and experts tell us, because this boat was moving so slowly and it was broad daylight, so many eyeballs were on that water, it certainly helped with this dramatic rescue.
No doubt.
Joe.
All right, George, thank you so much. Fallout is growing this morning for a British rap punk duo after it led an anti-Israeli military chant at the Glastonbury Festival over the weekend. NBC News International correspondent Raf Sanchez has that and more news from around the world in 60 seconds. Raf, good morning.
Joe, good morning. Yeah, the State Department has revoked the visas of British punk rap duo Bob Vylan after they chanted death to the IDF at the Glastonbury Festival here in the UK. The local police are also investigating whether any laws were broken. The band has said teaching our children to speak up for the change they want is the only way to make this world a better place. Thailand's constitutional court has suspended the country's prime minister after a leaked recording of a phone call with the leader of neighboring Cambodia. On the call, the Thai leader took what some local politicians said was a subservient tone. Judges are now weighing whether to remove her amid a deepening political crisis. And finally, the Dalai Lama is celebrating his 90th birthday. An event honoring the Tibetan spiritual leader was held in Dharamshala, India. It was attended by American actor Richard Gere, who has been a practicing Buddhist for many years. And Joe, I gotta say, the Dalai Lama is looking pretty good at 90. That meditation is working out for him.
His lifestyle is working out for him, a model for all of us. All right, Raf, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Coming up, a lucrative new era playing out in NCAA sports. Colleges and universities now able to pay student athletes, but many female athletes are still facing a lengthy legal fight. We'll explain next. Back now with a closer look at what's making news in the world of politics this morning, starting with President Trump dropping a federal lawsuit against an Iowa pollster and newspaper after accusing them of consumer fraud ahead of the 2024 election. NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Julie Sirkin joined us now with the latest. Julie, good morning.
Yeah, that's right, Joe. That's exactly where we're starting. Good morning. Here is a look at some of the top political headlines. President Trump did drop that federal lawsuit against Iowa pollster Ann Seltzer and the Des Moines Register over a poll last November that showed Kamala Harris, Trump's Democratic opponent, leading in Iowa just before the election. Remember, Trump ultimately won the state by 13 points, but overnight he refiled that lawsuit in Iowa State Court. The Republican governor there recently signing a law that could make winning these kinds of cases easier. Earlier this month, a federal judge there actually denied Trump's request to move the case back to state court where it was initially filed. A spokesman for the newspaper says they believe they will prevail on First Amendment rights. Meanwhile, the president is in Florida today with DHS Secretary Kristi Noem for the opening of a controversial immigration detention center dubbed Alligator Alcatraz. But Noem is facing her own controversy, according to a report from ProPublica. As governor of South Dakota, she took a cut of political donations when a dark money group allegedly sent $80,000 to her personal company. Her lawyer does not deny the report, but says Noem fully disclosed all of her income and did nothing wrong. And finally, this morning, President Trump will host Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu next Monday as he dials up the pressure on a ceasefire and hostage agreement between Israel and Hamas. It will mark Netanyahu's third visit to the White House since the start of Trump's second term in January, and it comes after U.S. involvement in Iran and amid Trump's attempts to broker a ceasefire in Gaza, as Democrats in Washington continue to question just how far back the U.S. and Israeli strikes set Iran's nuclear program. And that is a look at what is making news in politics this morning. Joe?
All right, Julie, thank you. Today marks the dawn of a new era in college sports, with schools now able to pay student athletes. It's thanks to a multi-billion-dollar settlement reached last month between the NCAA and attorneys representing Division I athletes. But the part of the settlement that involves back pay for former players will remain on hold while a new appeal brought forward by female athletes plays out. NBC News correspondent Maggie Vespa has the details.
Charlotte North is no stranger to big goals.
Here's Charlotte North, does it again!
The two-time National Women's Lacrosse Player of the Year and national champion turned pro and 2028 Olympic hopeful has a new goal in mind, taking on the NCAA.
That is unfair representation of the value that these female athletes have brought to universities around the country.
North is a plaintiff in one of two federal lawsuits challenging part of the historic House versus NCAA settlement, which for the first time ever allows for direct payments from colleges to athletes for the use of their name, image, and likeness. The idea? To let players earn cash for merch, video games, endorsements, and more, resulting in an estimated $20 million in revenue sharing each year moving forward. But it also includes $2.8 billion in back pay for roughly 400,000 former athletes. North says it's that second bucket that's out of bounds because while it's up to the schools, underestimates for how revenue will be divvied up for current athletes this coming school year, men's sports get the four largest pieces of the pie, with football and basketball getting more than 90% combined. The top listed women's sport? Basketball, which in fifth place gets 1.1%. Payouts for former athletes are expected to mirror these amounts.
It is a deep violation of Title IX.
Title IX is the federal law barring sex-based discrimination on college campuses. North says to get the back paycheck, she had to waive her rights under that law. Another plaintiff, Lexi Drum, wasn't impressed with the amount she was expected to get.
I think it was around $400. Was my estimate.
Drum doesn't deny certain sports rake in more money, but she argues Title IX is clear.
I think that male athletes and female athletes did the same thing. They woke up for the same workouts, attended the same games, attended the same classes. The only thing different was the amount of fans at their game.
In a statement to NBC News, the NCAA called the settlement a massive win for student athletes, saying the injunction set by the court and agreed to by the NCAA, defendant conferences, and student-athlete plaintiffs provides significant stability to college sports and enable schools to provide direct financial benefits to student-athletes, totaling nearly 50% of athletics department revenue. North says it's about leaving college sports better for those who come next.
I feel passionately that this needs to be fixed.
And for Drum, who plans to work as a lawyer focusing on Title IX discrimination, it's about leveling the playing field long term.
For so long as a female athlete, you're told, just be happy that you're here. Just be happy that you're playing. And you just settle for the scraps. Now, this is an opportunity where we see that we deserve more, and that push for more, gives us a bigger seat at the table.
A bigger seat, they hope, comes with bigger pay. Maggie Vespa, NBC News.
Coming up, why wait until October to get into the Halloween spirit when Summerween is already upon us? Yep. After the break, we're celebrating spooky season early this year with a new cultural phenomenon that is adding quite the fright to those hot summer nights. That is next on Morning News Now. Welcome back. What's scarier than Christmas in July? How about Halloween in June? That's right. People already started celebrating what has been dubbed Summerween last month. The Wall Street Journal did a little deep dive into this growing trend that has retailers paying attention. So if you can't wait until October, you're going to love this faux holiday. It is bringing these spooky vibes to summer. Think skeletons in bikinis and jack-o'-melons. Anne-Marie Alcantara is the Wall Street Journal's internet culture reporter. She's here to explain why some people are now celebrating Halloween twice in 1 year. Good to have you with us. I think you might share a little of my skepticism here. But it is a legit thing. I know you interviewed one person who described this as a little bit unhinged. So what does it mean to embrace the spirit of Summerween?
It's really up to you, but a lot of people love to buy decor that specializes in Summerween. So think Frankenstein on a beach chair that's sipping a pina colada, or a blanket that has a skeleton in a bikini.
Which is funny because actually the skeleton with the bikini is now wearing more clothes in the summer than it would be
in Halloween.
when it's just a skeleton. But I guess, we get it. All right, so let's talk about the origins of it. It dates back to 2012. And I remember I did a story about this last year, and I was just recalling it's based on a television show sort of brought this into our world, right?
Yes, the show is called Gravity Falls, and I actually spoke to the creator, Alex Hirsch, who sort of talked me through how he came about this. He just said he was a person who loved Halloween and wanted to put it in his show, and here we are celebrating Summerween now.
Summerween. So all it takes is just a show that maybe a lot of people don't even know what Gravity Falls is, but next thing you know, they are celebrating Summerween. So it really started to catch on last summer. And I think you're like me, you're wondering, is this a fluke? People did it. It feels like it's earlier this year, but there's really some signs that it actually is becoming more popular, right?
Yes, so I noticed, and I spoke to many retailers about this, they started putting out their Halloween merch earlier than ever. We have Michael's doing it for the first time in June, Target in late May, Lowe's did halfway Halloween again this year in April. So it's really, they're doubling down on giving people the Halloween that they want in the summer.
And we know retailers will only do this if they're actually going to sell the things, so they must be selling the things, right? So you'd think maybe this is for kids, but it's also for adults too, right? What are some of the adults you spoke with saying about why they do this, why they celebrate Summerween?
So a lot of them just really love Halloween. That's their persona, that's their holiday, that's their thing. There's Christmas people, there's Easter people. Halloween is their thing, and they just like to stock up on the items early in case it sells out as well, and so they're just really excited to get it going.
All right, so if you want to host the perfect Summerween party, what are some of the tips you got from folks?
You could do some alternative carving. Instead of a pumpkin, you could do a watermelon, and then, seasonal fruit, eat it. You could also carve pineapples and do a pineapple lantern.
Okay.
You could also do, just decorate your home with these cute little items of usual spooky decor, but in their summer best.
All right, Anne-Marie, fascinating stuff. Happy Summerween. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. All right, let's take a look at what's making financial headlines, including some new AI-powered changes that are coming to Siri. CNBC's Silvana Henao joins us with that and some other money news with your Money Minute. Silvana, good morning.
Hey, Joe, good morning to you. Well, Apple is reportedly weighing whether to use AI technology from OpenAI or Anthropic to power this new version of Siri. Now, it would be a major shift for the company, which has historically tried to develop in-house technology. And Bloomberg says Apple has asked OpenAI and Anthropic to train versions of their models that could run on its cloud infrastructure. If Apple moves forward, it could allow it to offer Siri features on par with the AI assistants on Android devices. Meanwhile, Netflix is exploring the final frontier. The streaming giant is teaming up with NASA to bring space into your living room with views of Earth from the International Space Station as it treks further into live TV. Now, content from NASA Plus, which includes rocket launches, spacewalks, and mission coverage, will be coming to Netflix this summer. And the financial terms of the deal, those have not been disclosed. And Amazon now has 1 million robots in its warehouses, nearly as many as human workers. The robots help pick, sort, and package and transport goods, now assisting with about 3 of 4 global deliveries. Amazon is also launching a new generative AI model designed to optimize the fleet of warehouse robots. The company says Deep Fleet will support faster deliveries and reduce overhead costs, Joe. Wow.
Fascinating. Savannah, thank you so much.
You got it.
One major change is making headlines at this year's Wimbledon Championships. For the first time ever, human line judges are out of a job at the All England Club. The oldest Grand Slam tournament is taking a step into the future by using AI technology to help make those close call decisions. But does this move cross a line for the world's best tennis stars? NBC News correspondent Stephen Romo takes a look.
Wimbledon, the world's oldest tennis tournament, is steeped in tradition. From the lush lawn playing surface to the strict all-white dress code for players. But this year, part of that history is now out of play. The All England Lawn Tennis Club phasing out human line judges for the first time in the tournament's 148-year history.
I feel like Wimbledon always been like with the line umpires, and it kind of like historically you see the referees there.
Their replacement? A system of at least 10 cameras on the court known as Hawkeye. The system can cost nearly $100,000 per court. The company says it's accurate to within a few millimeters. Already in use for more than a decade at Wimbledon for reviewing calls. Like this close call in the 2007 men's final.
I would say that sport isn't just about clinical accuracy. It's often more about the sort of moments of drama and story and failing.
Lifelong tennis fans Harry and Gabriel showing up to Wimbledon this year to protest that tech.
The amount of dramatic moments that have happened in Wimbledon thanks to the line judges. I mean, need I mention John McEnroe?
You cannot be serious! That ball was on the line!
I say it's just those moments which we like to call happy accidents, which will no longer be the case with Hawkeye.
The only tournament left with humans in control, the French Open, where the clay court shows where the ball lands in or out. There, top players like Coco Gauff now calling for change.
I definitely think that at this point it's almost ridiculous that we don't have it.
But not all players are ready to say game, set, match to line judges. 2024 Wimbledon champ Barbara Krejcikova sad to see the break from tradition.
I mean, to be honest, I like the old traditional style, so I liked it the old way. But you know, like with the new system, yeah, it's just the way it is.
Stephen Romo, NBC News.
And let's get more on this year's tournament from NBC News international correspondent Molly Hunter in London. Molly, good morning. So we have to start with the heat. Yesterday, the hottest opening day ever at Wimbledon. How did that affect players and also, I guess, spectators on day one?
Joe, it's affecting all of us over here. I will say that I am in an air-conditioned studio this morning, but we will be outside the All England Tennis Club all week to give you the on-the-ground reporting about the heat. It is 90 degrees. That is really hot for this country, as you mentioned. Hottest day on record for the first day of Wimbledon. But there's something called a heat rule, Joe, that when it goes over 86 degrees, so 30 degrees Celsius, either player can kind of raise their hand, say it's too hot, can we implement this rule? And that's a 10-minute break for both players. What happened yesterday, we saw a grueling kind of more than 4-hour match for Carlos Alcaraz. He's the defending champ. And during that match, Joe, a spectator kind of started to get woozy. Carlos spotted it, ran over, gave a water bottle, to one of the guys kind of working the stands. There was a 16-minute break. The other thing, Joe, is that people go down to Wimbledon to wait in line for tickets outside, camping outside. The organizers have said, please, please do not come unless you have a ticket. It is too hot to kind of be delivering water and dealing with kind of health issues outside of the courts.
Yeah, they have enough to deal with inside there, it appears. All right, so this afternoon we'll get to see Coco Gauff take the court, her first match of the tournament. She wants to win her second consecutive Grand Slam. Of course, she just won the French Open. There was fears there was some drama between her and Aryna Sabalenka. Tell us about just what we can expect from Coco and what we saw from these two a few days ago.
Yeah, it was a little spicy, but it's all healed. TikTok heals all, Joe. So after that epic French Open final where Coco came out victorious, in that post-match press conference, Sabalenka, who is the #1 seeded Belarusian player, said, look, she didn't win because she played so well. She won because of all of my unforced errors. Not particularly gracious, didn't go down that well. Well, a couple days ago, the two posted a TikTok dance on center court, and Coco captioned it, "The olive branch was extended and accepted. We're good, so you guys should be too." So all is well at the start of the tournament. Looking forward to some big play, and I bet we may see a rematch from both of them.
Oh, that would be amazing. All right, so golf isn't the only U.S. player that we're watching. Ben Shelton trying to reach the second round today. There are so many American stars who are playing so well right now. Who else are we watching out for?
It's the American invasion. At least that's what the British tabloids are calling it, Joe. So that's right. Ben is the 10th seed. He faces off against Australian Alex Bolt today in just a couple of hours. We will be watching that closely. Bolt is an Aussie. He is a grass court specialist, something Ben is not. So looking forward to it. We'll cheer loudly for Ben, though. American Tommy Paul, we've got some results from this morning. He is seeded 13th. He just got through his first round. That's exciting. On the women's side, some bad news this morning. Third seed Jessica Pegula is out. And then, of course, Coco we are watching for. She is the second seed. She takes to the court, center court, in just a couple of hours for her first round match.
That is a shocker. The third seed already out there. All right. And coming up, of course, we're going to see one of the all-time greats, Novak Djokovic, taking center court to open his Wimbledon bid. Just overall, who are the favorites this year? Any storylines to watch out for?
Yeah, and everyone's talking about Djokovic. He is coming in seeded 6th. He is looking to win his 25th Grand Slam. The other men's players that we're watching out for, though, Carlos Alcaraz, he, of course, is the defending champ, and we just saw an epic game at the French Open. He beat out Jannik Sinner to win that Grand Slam. Jannik Sinner is coming in as the #1 seed, so those three on the men's side. On the women's side, of course, we already mentioned Coco. The other two women we have our eyes on, Polish Iga Swiatek and Arina Sabalenka. They have won 9 out of the 10 Grand Slams between them, so we're looking for a very exciting week.
All right, Molly, good to have you with us. Thank you so much. Coming up, a different kind of therapy that's helping a group of special needs kids walk on water. We're going to catch that wave next. Finally this hour, with so many people headed out to the beaches this summer, we wanted to shine a spotlight on an organization that is giving young people a chance to hang 10. NBC's Yasmin Vasugian got the experience firsthand with an impact surfing. With more on what an impact surfing can have on young people and their families, she joins us now. Yasmin, good morning.
Good morning, Joe. That's right. Anyone who has ridden a wave is going to tell you it's meditative, it's therapeutic, and it's a lot of fun. But for kids who have special needs, catching a wave might be out of reach. Enter A Walk on Water, AWOW. It is a nonprofit that gives these young athletes the ride of a lifetime.
In the water off of Spring Lake, New Jersey, something unique is happening in the wave break.
The ocean's a magical place.
Surfers sharing their love of the ocean. Special needs kids with the nonprofit A Walk on Water.
Did you ride the wave all the way in?
Yes, I did.
A Walk on Water, or AWOW, started back in 2012 in California with the goal of bringing life-changing surf therapy to children and their families. Agatha Whalen first came to an AWOW event in 2014 as a parent of 2 boys on the autism spectrum.
What was it like to sit on the beach and watch your kids in the water that first time?
I cried because I just had all these volunteers behind me who didn't know me cheering my kids on and patting me on the back saying he's just going to be fine.
Do we have any new volunteers today?
Now, she's an AWOW volunteer in charge of family outreach connecting special needs athletes with their coaches for surf therapy.
As a parent, we feel like most of the people around us don't have an understanding of our kids or don't have the time. But when you come to an event like this, everybody here is a volunteer. They are here because they want to do this, because they want to bring you in as a family. They want to understand your kids and support your family.
That experience for families on the sand, only outmatched by the ride on the wave. For kids who might never have imagined themselves on a surfboard.
Are you done or you want more?
You want more?
You want more?
You want to go again?
14-year-old Mateo Flores is nonverbal and on the autism spectrum. He's been coming to AWOW for years.
He did really good. It's amazing to watch him grow. He was just so chill out there.
Every year, Mateo is paired with the same coach and now surfs alongside his brother, who is neurotypical. A family event with mom and dad watching from the beach.
As a parent, our happiness is really tied to our children's happiness. So when you see them thrive and you see them feel comfortable and happy, that just brings you so much joy. Yeah. So it's very cathartic. Yeah.
Pro surfer Sam Hammer is hosting today's session. He says it's all about sharing the sport he loves.
You're experiencing something different. You're trying to show somebody the thing that you love, and you're trying to pass it on and make it easy and enjoyable for them. And so there's definitely a bond.
Walk on water rule. There you go.
A bond that only grows over time. Many coaches and volunteers returning year after year.
I tell my friends about it. I've had a handful of friends come for different years and do it with us. I think everyone just enjoys being a part of it.
Yeah, I look forward to this weekend every year. It's my favorite weekend of the year.
Capping off each session, a trophy ceremony. Every athlete walking away a winner.
If I'm having a bad day, I go surf. Things are better.
Days made better with an experience and a ride to remember.
I can't stop smiling. My cheeks are hurting right now from smiling so much. I love the feeling of being with people that are kind, that are amazing, that are giving, that are loving. I'm smiling from cheek to cheek.
By the way, AWOW has more events next month as well in California before coming back east in September and then down to Florida in the south. And it was a rainy and a foggy day. It wasn't incredibly warm, but the parents and the kids, they had smiles on their faces. They were so incredibly happy to be out there and watching their kids just ride those waves, get on the surfboard.
The moods were sunny. That's all that matters.
The moods,
right?
oh, there you go. The moods were sunny. It was incredible to see.
Love that story.
Yeah.
Yasmin, thanks so much for bringing it to us. Appreciate it. That's going to do it for this hour of Morning News Now, but stick with us. The news continues right now.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.